What's happening right now is not new. It's just resurfaced among a large group of the population in the United States. It's that colonizing spirit that had been suppressed. It never went away. And what I mean by that colonizing spirit is that spirit that need to dominate, that need to suppress. Because if you go back in the history of the United States, that has been there since the Europeans landed on the shores of North America. Back in the 1500s, right? The first settlement that is still permanently going on in St. Augustine, Florida. That was from Ponce de Leon and the Spanish landing in Florida. Later on, the Pilgrims came. They had a need to dominate, right? Their vanquished enemies are still here. They forced the Native Americans on the reservation as they seized the land. Then in 1619, enslaved Africans were brought to North America, to what would become the United States, that need to dominate. But see, the colonizers, they went to Africa to take those free African people and bring them to the United States and put them in bondage, put them in servitude. And it never really ended, but it was suppressed as time went on, as slavery ended, as the fight for civil rights took place, as freedoms were gained, citizenship was granted. And then the civil rights movement with the Voting Rights Act, with the civil rights legislation that went into place, with the DEI legislation that went into place to give disadvantaged people an equal playing field to compete on. But that colonizing spirit never left, and it returned in full force with Donald Trump. It returned in his first term. It just got interrupted by Joe Biden. You remember the S-hole country comments, the attacks on immigrants coming from south of the border. And now it went full-fledged to full colonization with the attacks on other countries that spoke other languages and had other skin tones. The raid in Venezuela where they took the president and the first lady. That wasn't about drugs, because Trump had pardoned another bigger drug dealer previously. And it's about the attack on Iran. Anyone that is seen as lesser is seen as a target to be dominated, to be colonized, to have their resources taken over. And then when the Supreme Court made that ruling about redistricting and saying that creating a district for Congress that was minority was illegal, it was Katie barred the door. That colonization spirit just exploded. Some may call it the spirit of the Confederacy. There's really not a whole lot of difference. And they rushed in the South to wipe away the choice from minority areas to select their representatives because they wanted to dominate. This country is built upon domination of the colonists. And that's the spirit that's at work right now. And Donald Trump and his administration and the Supreme Court and the Republican-led Congress, we are a colonizer nation right now. Over in Iran, that's all about colonizer attitude. We're going to take over their oil. We're going to do this. We're going to select their leadership. But no, it didn't work out that way, did you? You even linked up with one of your colonizer, cohorts, Benjamin Netanyahu. He has the same or worse attitude. Look how he treated the Palestinians in Gaza. He treated them like they were pests to be eliminated with a pest control program flying over, except they weren't dropping chemicals, they were dropping bombs. That colonizer attitude. We thought it was gone. It was just suppressed right below the surface, and it exploded after the Supreme Court made that decision gutting the Voting Rights Act.